Hi. I was just looking at another thing on my computer, and there was like that bit of a delay, so it was kind of like a weird delay thing going on. Anyway, hello, happy afternoon. Hope you're fantastic and amazing. So I am obviously doing our coffee run very, very late today. I do still have coffee though, which is either going to be a great thing to get me through the rest of the afternoon or a not so fabulous thing later on tonight when I'm trying to sleep. So we'll see how that pans out. What I wanted to talk with you about today though is some things that I've been thinking about of late. There's been some different experiences that have gone on recently for myself and some other people that I thought have been really quite fascinating. And it really comes down to you are all, each and every one of us actually, is being called to trust ourselves more and more. We're being called to trust in our ability to speak, our ability to be able to share our knowledge, our information, our motivation, our sass, our wit, our ridiculous experiences, our crazy, our stories. Like, we're being called more and more to trust in our voice, to trust in ourselves, and to trust in what it is that we are doing and really what it is that we're here and called to do. I remember working at Westpac. So I worked for Westpac for 12 years, and I remember saying to my husband one time, I moved to Mildura after meeting my husband in Adelaide. So we live in the middle of nowhere thanks to some grapes and citrus. And I remember saying to him at one point, we were talking about, I was still working at the bank, we were chatting about stuff, and I was like, you know what, I feel like this is what I'm here to do. I feel like this is why I've been put on this earth. I was running events at the time for work. I was seeing people in my office. I was doing home loans for people. I was having a freaking blast. It was amazing. But it was just like, you know, this is what I'm here to do. I'm here to freaking help people. I'm not here to just, count money and do shit. It was really, I felt like I was doing important work because I was helping people with getting homes. I was helping people build their investment portfolios, doing all this kind of stuff. It was really, really great. But there was still kind of like this feeling, this inkling, there's got to be something more than this, because I felt like every time I tried to sort of push forward and do more, that I would be like, I'd get come down on with a ton of bricks because of hashtag corporate and the way that all works. But it was really interesting because it was like, there's more, there's something more, there's got to be something else, And I remember a friend of mine actually went and did some studied to be a stylist and a life coach. And I was like, oh, wow, I reckon I could do something like that. That could be kind of fun. I like shopping. I like clothes. I love feeling like I look good. I reckon I can help people in that sense. So I trained to be a style and branding coach. And that was 2010. And it kind of evolved and whatever else on from there. But even before that, if we step into our little time machine and rewind back even further than that, I started a jewelry business. I was importing jewelry and wholesaling it around the country. I was selling it locally. I taught myself how to build websites and sell it on there. And, I dreamed about it being this most amazing, raging success. And it wasn't, because it's a lot of $10 jewelry that you got to sell to, make $1,000, right? It's a lot of pieces of jewelry. It's volume based. And so I was just like, this ain't gonna work. I can't see how this is actually even going to work. So training in to be a style and branding coach was really cool, because it was like, oh, well, that kind of incorporates the jewelry side. It incorporates the style side that I love, the coaching and the human behavior side. And the thing for me, it was really, really interesting, was in this training, I felt like the blinkers had been taken off. I felt like I could finally see people in a really different way. I felt like I could view humans in a really different way. And it was because I could. I was being taught how to look and listen and absorb and help and coach and guide and all of this stuff. It was really, really amazing. And my life in the world was never the same again. You know, the way that I converse with people is completely different. The way that I am is completely different. The way that I help people is completely different. Everything changed. And a big and a big reason that happened was because I fully trusted that there was another way, and this was the best and the right step for me to take. So I remember chatting to my friend about this particular thing, and then talking to my husband about the course, and he's just kind of like, and it was at 2009 that I started even sort of like broaching this subject of there's got to be something more. There's got to be something more. I don't know what it is, but there's got to be more than this. There's got to be more to life than putting my kids in childcare, to go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, to be running like a fucking maniac at 2 minutes to 6, hoping that I would get there before, you know, I got hit with a late fee for being that last person there to pick up a kid. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, like walking into childcare and your kid is the only kid left. It's like, ugh, it's freaking devastating. And for me, it was devastating. And I was just like, I can't keep doing this. There's got to be something more. There's got to be something different. There's got to be more to life than, loving what it was that I was doing, but not loving it in the way that it was being done in our world, in my life and in my world. And so it was almost like this call to adventure. It was like I could no longer ignore this pull, this yearning, this thing that was saying like, come on, Nicola, like there's got to be something more. There's got to be something different. And it's like, well, I don't know what that is, but fuck, like that, I'm just going to trust that if I take this leap, that it is going to be okay. And you know, what's the worst thing that happens? I go do this course, I learn some stuff and I don't do anything with it. Is that the worst thing that happens? Probably. Okay, so we're good. Let's go do that. And for me, like I said, that was really like the removal of the blinkers. I've got a client that I used to work with, Fleur. She used to say that was when, like, one of her experiences in this was when she got her new eyes. You see the world in a whole different way. It's almost like you're seeing things in different dimensions. You're seeing things in different frequencies. You're seeing things in a completely different way. And it was like we're waking up. For me, it was like waking up. It's like, wow, I didn't realize that there was this whole other world out there. This is fucking exciting. And what I realized for me was that there was so much opportunity. I didn't know really what my passion was. I didn't know what my why was. I didn't know what my purpose was. Well, I kind of did. But I sort of thought that maybe, like, I think my purpose is to help people. Right? And I think that a lot of us think that. A lot of us think that, oh yeah, like the reason I'm here, the reason I'm put on this earth is to help people, and I just don't quite know what to do. Like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that looks like, and how do I do that? And you know what? I don't know. And that's why so many people I've seen and talked to, friends of mine as well, have gone back into study, not because it's what they want to do and not because that's what they're passionate in, but because that's what they think they have to do. Like, they think that they've got to go and upskill and spend, you know, I don't know what a degree costs these days. I think it's something like $75,000. I don't know. Is that what does a 4 or 5 year degree cost these days? Is it like 50 grand, 70 grand? I don't know. But for most of the people that I've spoken to, they'll go and maybe do a year or two and then be like, you know what, this isn't actually what I want to do. I thought it might be. They've got a freaking massive debt. It's something that they don't like. They weren't really jazzed and passionate about it anyway. They just thought it was like the next logical step that they needed to take in order to find their thing, their zingy thing. Is this making sense, you guys? Let me know if this is making sense. Let me know if you can even hear me, because no one has even commented today, and it's really devastating. Maybe you don't like me anymore. What are we thinking? Of course you like me. You're still here. So anyway, what all of that kind of like led me to is taking the next leap of faith, and then taking the next leap of faith, and taking that next leap of faith. And so I think that there's a really big problem out there at the moment where people are like I want to do something different, but I don't know what that looks like. There's a really big push for people to start their own businesses. There is a really big push on people to re-educate. There's a really big push on people to cross-skill and upskill and this, that, and the other. And I think that's absolutely valid. But I think first and foremost, we've got to come back to ourselves first and go, okay, well, like, what is it that I even really want? Because I think until you can really decipher, you know, I guess like what that is, we've got to get really clear on, yeah, okay, like why am I here? What is it that I'm here to do? Like, I know I want and need something to do differently, but I don't know what that looks like. So we've got to work out what that is first. You've got to work out what your why is, I think, first and foremost. And then I think like the second thing that you've really got to kind of do is go, well, I'm saying, oh, hell no, to self-sabotage, to doubt, to all of those things, to the naysayers and the people that want you to stay where it is that you are, because it's easy for them, because it's comfortable for them. We have a really big fucking problem, particularly here in Australia. I don't think it's as bad in the US, but it's really fucking bad here in Australia with the whole tall poppy syndrome. And you guys have probably seen it, right? Where we see people, particularly women, who are striving to go further, get faster, go higher, and drive and build and create really big fucking businesses, create really big impact, make a big freaking difference in the world. And there's these little assholes that float around the place and they're like, oh no, you know, but that's not right, or that's not what you said, or you're a cheat, or you're lying, or, you know, such and such else said that, or you didn't do this. Like, they poke freaking holes in absolutely everything, not because it's necessarily true, but because how dare you get so big for your fucking boots that you try and do something different? You know, how dare you try and do that? And I don't think people do this, and it's usually women to other women, right? Which is even worse, actually, in my book. But you've got women doing this to other women, and it's not that they're often not doing it consciously, right? They're not usually doing it on purpose. That there are so many people that are so hooked on this scarcity mindset. And there's like, how dare you try and do something different? Like, how dare you, you know, step outside the 9 dots? You know, how dare you be, you know, someone who prioritizes this over that? And they'll try and drag them down. And it's really interesting, and it's a really great form of self-sabotage, actually, when we then buy into that and we allow that to sidetrack us and to stop us in our tracks. And I think it's really freaking devastating. So the thing that I see as really being my job, and what I think my why is at the moment, right? Because it can change and it can evolve as we grow and change and evolve. I am not the same person I was 2 years ago. I am sure as shit not the same person I was 5 years ago. Not the same person I was 10 years ago. I'm not even the same person I was last month. I've grown, I've learned more, I've grown, I've expanded. And in every which way humanly possible, except for my waistline, that has not expanded. It has got more muscly, however, which is very exciting. But I think, like, really the way that I see my job is to activate your potential, right? It's for you to hold up the mirror and say, hey, you're a freaking badass. Like, I know that there'll be a bunch of people that are like, you can't do that, you can't do that. And I'm here to say, yes, you fucking can. If this is your job, if this is your mission, if this is what it is that you feel like you are here to do, then I'm that person that has got your freaking back. And if something goes haywire, and if the mean girls gather, I'll flick, you know, bye Felicia, fuck right off over there, and, you know, go find somebody else to go hassle, because we aren't standing for that. No. And this might be whether or not you're trying to do something in your own business, or start a business, or maybe you're looking at getting a new job, or maybe you're looking at applying for a promotion. But here's the thing, you know, if there is something that you want, and if there is a way that you want to live out your purpose, your reason why, then there are ways of doing that in whichever way, shape, or form of doing it. And there'll be a bunch of people that say you can't, that you shouldn't, that you won't, that you're not going to make it, that, you know, maybe you should just go this other way first, you know, play the conservative track. Well, you know what? No. I think that you should chase after it, because here's the thing, right? Life is too fucking short, you guys. Life is for living, not sleeping. Life is for absolutely doing the things that we are here to do, so that we can leave the legacy that we are here to leave, right? And I can guarantee you it's not by walking around asleep like all the sheep, just walking around. I'm looking for my phone. Walking around looking at our phones, mindless and numb, and not doing the work that we're here to do. For whatever reason, we're not doing that. A big reason why people don't do the things that they're here to do is because they're worried about what other people are going to say, what other people are going to think. What if it doesn't work? What if I no longer fit into my social groups? What are they going to think? What are my friends going to say when I say that I'm going to go and do this? And I know that for a lot of you, your friends have got your back. But for a lot of us, like our friends are not serving us to access and fulfill our full potential. A lot of the time, our friends are there, like they might be supportive, but they're also like, yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Like, I don't know that you should do that. Or you're posting too much on social media. Like, what do you think? Or what if somebody sees? Or what are the school mums going to say? Or what are the doctors' wives going to say? Like, whatever the hell is that, the beautiful people. I love that Ed Sheeran song, the latest. If you guys heard it, like The Beautiful People, I think it's really, really great. It's like, you know what? No. We're not here to placate people. We are not here to make it okay for everybody else to settle, right? We're not here to settle ourselves. We're not here to settle for a life that is ordinary unless that is what you want. And if you feel like your purpose is to live an ordinary life, then that's amazing. But chances are, and if you're listening to me and if you've been following me for any length of time, you want fucking extraordinary. You don't want ordinary. You want epic. You want amazing. You want to leave an impact on this world. You want to push people higher. You want to raise people up. You want to show your children or your grandchildren or your nieces or your nephews or your cousins or whoever, your students, whoever it is in your world that you have got to influence. You want to show them, I think, that they can be, do, and have whatever it is that they put their minds and their hearts to, but you've got to do it with passion, and you've got to do it with intensity, and you've got to do it with fierceness, and you've got to do it with resilience. But first and foremost, we need to wake the fuck up and realize and remember that us playing it safe and us not taking the leap is not only impacting us, but it's impacting those future people that we're supposed to be here to help. Like, that's really the thing for me that I think that we are that we are here to do. We are here to help more people. All of us are here to help people. That's the only reason that you follow me, is because you're here to help people, and I'm the person to help you to help more people. That's what I see as my job, right? To help you see your potential, to help you get past your own excuses and bullshit that we become so great at selling ourselves. Oh, I don't have the money to be able to pull it off. Bullshit. You can go and start a business right now with no fucking money. You can go and start a Facebook page, and you can start going out posting content, and you can go share it. You do not need money to start a business. You don't. So not having money is not a good enough excuse. It's like if you're overweight and you want to lose weight, oh, I don't have the money to join a gym. Good. You don't need to join a gym to lose fucking weight. You just have to control what you're putting in your mouth. Right? And you've got to control your level of activity. And maybe, like, that's probably an unpopular opinion, but there are many options that you can undertake for most people, without having to spend money. Right? You can go walking, you can go running, you can go jogging. You don't need to buy a treadmill. You don't need to have all the bells, whistles, and things. Like, you can go and do something. Right? People say, oh, I don't have time to go out there and do that. I don't have time to create content. Yes, you do. Stop watching fucking Netflix. Unhook your television. Turn off the Foxtel. You can create content, you're just choosing not to. Right? You could say, oh, I'm not doing this because I don't want my husband to blah, 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 whatever. Well, or your wife, like, do they want you to be happy? Do they want you to be fulfilled? If they're the right person for you, they should be advocating for you. They will be backing you. And I can almost guarantee it that if your people around you understand and appreciate that you are excited about something, that you're passionate about something, and if you go and sell it to them, like, you know what, you guys, this is why I'm here, and I'm so excited, and this is what I'm here to do, and I only want to hear your excitement for me out of your faces. I don't want to hear any reasons why this won't work. I don't want to hear anything other than, baby, you've got this. Then, if your cheer squad aren't supporting you, you need a new fucking cheer squad, quite frankly. So that's my little rant on all of that. Not so much of a rant, more of a sermon. But to me, it's like, you know what? The reasons that we say we can't do something are all made up bullshit excuses in our own head, created by our limbic brain to try and keep us safe. But that lizard brain, that limbic brain that is activated, is trying to stop us from a possible threat of being eaten by a bear. It is our caveman brain. We are not going to die if we do a Facebook Live. We are not going to die if we apply for a job and don't get it. We are not going to die if we go and put some marketing out and nobody likes it. We're not going to die if we go and try to launch a business and it doesn't work. Guess what? It probably won't. The stats are against you. It probably won't work. Not the first time anyway. And maybe not the second time. And maybe not the third time. But if you keep trying and if you keep testing and if you keep measuring and then if you keep adjusting and you keep trying and you keep measuring and you keep adjusting and you keep trying, measuring and adjusting, you will freaking get there. I'm case in point. Like, I'm the proof of this. I have failed so many times in so many things. I've lost so much money. I've made so much money. But I've lost a fuck ton. Right? I've had failed projects. I've had weeks, days, months where I haven't made any money at all. And then I've also had days, weeks, months where I've done the most epic, like $118,000 in a week and then $500,000 in sales in a week. You know, guys, it's possible, but the only thing that is stopping you from getting it is your own bullshit that is rolling around in your head, and you've become so used to listening to it and so used to embodying it that it's become part of who you are, and you've got to let that shit go because it is toxic and it is holding you back. And that is my opinion and my stance on that. So apparently I'm a little bit opinionated about this today. I think my job, the way that I see my job is it's to wake you up, right? It's to help you to go, wow, well, Nick, you know what? I hear you, and I might not always like what you have to say, and that's okay. You don't have to always like me. In fact, it's really freaking great if you don't like me all the time. That's amazing, because it tells me that you're listening and that you've got your own opinions and that you're a smart person. Like, I don't want you just to go, yes, Nicola, although I do like that as well. It doesn't always need to be a yes, Nicola. Like, you don't always have to agree with me, but you've also, like, I want you to be thinking, right? I want you to be thinking about things being a little bit different, that you can be, do, and have whatever it is that you want if you get out of your own freaking way. But if you're unwilling to get out of your own way, then I can't help you. No one else is going to be able to help you. The next coach that you come across is not going to be able to help you. The next person you're motivated and inspired by is not going to be able to help you if you don't get out of your own way, if you don't wake up. If you don't go, oh, well, you know what? I'm really freaking excited about this. I've got to get back. I've got to do something. I've got to find a way to make this work, right? Otherwise, the very definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again whilst expecting a different result. Nothing's going to change unless you decide to do something different. And it really, the first thing that you've got to do is have the very frank and very honest conversation with yourself and just be like, you know what? How am I holding myself back? How am I holding myself back? Now, I've just put in I told you guys yesterday that I was going to launch a program today, and this is what it's about. Like, I've written the whole sales page. I haven't got it up yet, but here's the deal. I've written out a program that we're going to start on the 25th of October. So it's after I come back from the US, and I'm really freaking excited about it. It's called Wake Up and Shake Your Shit Up, right? Which is kind of fitting for exactly what it is that we've been talking about. Now, what I can guarantee you is that you can feel motivated for longer, that you will be more inspired daily, that you will be in love with your life. So here's what we're going to do. Over 21 days, starting on the 25th of October, and the sign-up page is only, it's like, there's like a few words on there. It hasn't even been finished. So this is imperfect action, completely in motion, because I've been in delivery all day. I've been on a TV show today. I've had client delivery today. I've had another delivery session today. It's just been, and I had my hair done. So it's just been completely nuts. But here's what we're going to do. So excuse the writing on the sales page. I'm going to tell you everything that's going to happen. And I might actually even be able to post this in to the bottom of the live, because I think that's probably also something that's probably helpful. Nicola, this is how you know we are live. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to eliminate an exorcise like the exorcist with the spitting head and vomit going everywhere. We're going to get rid of your excuses. All of those bullshit excuses that you tell yourself about why you can't do something, why you shouldn't do something, and all of that, right? We're going to get rid of them. So that's the first thing. Second thing, we're going to work out what the fuck your why is. Because unless you know what that is, no one is going to be able to motivate and inspire you into action. The best motivation and the best inspiration that you can possibly hang on to, and the most sustainable way that you can do that is by accessing that internal motivation and internal inspiration. And most importantly, I want you to be in love with your life every single fucking day. Because Groundhog Day sucks. Doing the same thing day in, day out sucks. Whilst expecting a different result, and you might tweak a couple of things, but really at the end of the day, if you don't know what your why is and you don't know why you're doing something, then all the motivation and inspiration in the world isn't going to help you move forward. So we've got to know what that is. And the key here is it's about that thing that you probably don't even realize that you even do. Right? That is so deeply transformational for the people around you, that is so inspiring to everyone else, but also for you, it sets your freaking soul on fire. What is that thing? And then when you work that out and when you can tap into that, like that's when the freaking magic happens. It's just fucking amazing. So that's that. The other thing that we're going to work through is the excuse model. And getting rid of that. Like I said, we want to eliminate and exorcise any excuses, but we also want to work through the excuse model and go, okay, so what things have I got going on? Because what I can tell you, it's like an onion, right? Onions have layers. Ogres have layers. If you've seen Shrek, you will get the reference. If you haven't, I just look like a fucking idiot. So excuses and reasons and limiting beliefs have layers, and the depth varies. So what we do, and what's really important that we do, is we peel back that first layer, and then we can uncover that new beautiful skin, right? And then that skin becomes really lovely and turns to normal skin. And then we've got to find what the next layer of beliefs are, because if you are not living the life that you want, if you're not making the money you want, if you don't have the time that you want, if you don't have the relationships that you want, if you don't have the health that you want, I can guarantee you, absolutely guarantee you, hands down, without an ounce or a skerrick of doubt in my body, that you have got beliefs and excuses rolling around within you that you've just forgotten are even there. And my job is to kind of like work out what they are, and then peel them back so that you can move forward in being like the lighter, more high vibe, high frequency being that is in there, so that you can be, do, have, and achieve everything that you want. So we're going to work through the excuse model to work out what that is. Like I said, we're going to do your why. Then we're going to get into goals and action. So here's the thing. And this all came out in my journal yesterday, and I'm really proud of it. So knowing your why, plus working out what your goals are, plus having the clarity around specifically what you want, equals action and momentum, right? Now, action plus momentum equals motivation, right? We know that. Like when we're in forward motion and we're taking more action, that leads into like feeling, oh my God, that leads us into feeling more motivated, right? And what happens when we're feeling more motivated? We take more action. So more motivation plus more action equals massive fucking results, right? It's the logical sequence. So we're going to work on what your goals are, what your actions need to be, and your why, and get really clear on what your next steps are and what it is that you need to do so that you can live the life that you want. Now that, like I said, that might be about going and getting a different job, getting a new job, going and becoming entrepreneurial or intrapreneurial within an organization. It might be about throwing your current business in the fucking bin and doing something new. You know you're allowed to do that, right? Did you know that? Did you know that you're allowed to do that? Because you are. I pretty much did that towards the end of last year. I've just gone, fuck this. I don't want to do this in this way anymore. It's fucking killing me. You are allowed to stop doing things that are no longer serving you. If the things that you're doing, be quiet, Kat. I'm talking, I'm in flow. If you are doing the things that are not setting your soul on fire, you're doing everyone around you out of the fully fledged experience of you, of who you are, right? They deserve more. You deserve more. Your future clients deserve more. The whole fucking world deserves more. They deserve to see you and have you light up the room when you're doing the work that lights you the fuck up, right? You know that feeling. I know you've had that feeling before. It might be for like a fleeting second. It might have been for a moment in time. It might have been for an hour or days. Like, I know for me, like I get these feelings like delivering this to you now. It's like, this is what I'm here to do. Like, bang, like I'm so, I've actually got goosebumps over my whole body. Like, it's like, this is what I'm here to do. It is the same feeling of when I'm on stage. It is the same feeling of when you just like, you tap into that thing and it's like, bang, you know, this is why I'm here. This is fucking amazing. If you're not able to feel that and live that every day, which you can, by the way, you can feel that and live that every single day, and you deserve to, right? But the thing is, it's like often we just kind of settle. It's like, oh, this is okay. You know, but if your business or if your career or if your life or whatever it is that you're doing, if you're not getting that feeling every day, then you're missing out on I don't know, like 99% of this beautiful experience that we get to live, right? And then be rewarded for. So whether it's a job or like whatever the vehicle is for you, we've got to find out what that is. So we're going to work on that. We're also going to have a look at self-sabotage, because that is a little fucker that needs to be gone. So overwhelm is a really amazing form of sabotage. Frustration is a really beautifully dressed up form of self-sabotage. Being spoilt for choice, right? I think this is partially one of the problems with social media and the online world these days, is that we do have so many freaking options, right? We have got so many options. We can start a business, we can start a coaching business, we can start a product-based business, we can start a drop shipping business, we can start a consulting business, we can start an education business, we can write a book, we can write an ebook, we can go and open up a cafe, we can open up a restaurant, we can do fucking anything. And I think where people get stuck is that we're so overwhelmed with all of the choices that are possible that we forget to kind of come back to, well, like, why am I here? What am I here to do? And we get overwhelmed and then we don't do anything, right? And that sabotage, again, in its finest. So the solution is that we've got to simplify, we've got to have a plan, and we've got to get support. So we're going to go through that. And then as part of this course as well, they'll wake up and shake up your shit. If you are in business or if you're wanting to start a business, so this is running running online. These 21 days are running online. Then you're going to come in, and it's included in this is the 2-day live event in any of the capital cities that I'm touring in November. So, or if you're in the States, you can come to the one in the States next week in LA. So, you know, like, you're going to have your business plan, your marketing plan, depending on what it is, but you've got that 2-day event included in all of that. So you've got everything all sorted. What I wrote in my diary yesterday, I said, why is this so important in my journal? Why is this so important? And what I wrote was this, word for word, because so many of us are walking through life like freaking zombies, merely reacting to the world around us rather than being the driving force of our lives. And it hurts my heart to see the apathy and the zoned outness that can happen when this carries on. It's like the human game of ping pong. Nothing changes if nothing changes. We need to take charge. We need to wake up and realize how much opportunity we have around us and do something about it. Life is finite, but our legacy needs not be. So what's it going to be? Are you with me? Are you ready to embark on a whole brand new adventure and set your soul on fire? Yes, I hope so. You're going to have your sunglasses because the future is so bright. Your future is so bright. You're going to need them on. So should you love to do this, the links are in the live stream just below. It is the order forms. I have not built the sales page out yet because I've been really busy, as I mentioned. Even the order forms look a little bit dodgy, but I promise you they are legitimate. I'm going to go and add some copy in there shortly. But go in there and sign up. When you sign up for the VIP option, we don't start officially till the 25th of October, right? So we've got a few weeks now, 2.5 weeks or something like that, where I'm going to send you some pre-work because I want you I want your soul on fire as quickly and as humanly possible as I can, right? So I'm going to get some pre-work through to you as soon as I've recorded that. That's coming through, and that'll hit you in the next couple of days. If you decide to go VIP though, you get me one-on-one in your ear, in your ear via Voxer, starting now. We don't wait till the 25th of October. So if you're really smart, that program is going to run for 3 weeks, and we've got nearly another 2.5, maybe 3 weeks before we start. So you'd actually get me one-on-one for 6 weeks. So I think that would be really freaking clever. And if you come along to one of the events, then you'll get priority seating right at the front of the room, so I can help you as the VIP person that you are. So you can see all of that in there. If you have any questions, hey Amanda, I hope you enjoyed listening to the sermon today. I just want to you guys, this is why I'm here. It's to help you work out why you're here. It's to help you find those goosebumps of possibility, the zing of you knowing that you're doing exactly what you need to do every single day, day in, day out, without failure, that you're here to live the legacy and create the legacy that you're here to live, but really to remember that life is for living, and that requires taking somewhat of a risk, right? It means you learning what it is that you need to do, how it is that you need to do it, so that you can get out there and make it fucking happen. So, thanks for your trust. I can't wait to take you on this journey. It's gonna be fucking epic. So I'm gonna love you and leave you. I now have to go and collect my children from school. So that'll be fun. And let this cat out because I don't know where she is. She's probably gone and peed in the freaking corner, and I'm gonna be really angry. But I won't be because I'm in a really great mood. So I will just go put her out and love her anyway. That naughty little cat girl. All right. Have a really great and amazing afternoon, everybody. I can't wait to speak with you tomorrow morning at 11 for the Coffee Run live. We are at our normal time of 11 o'clock tomorrow. Have a really beautiful day, and remember that the world is so fucking ready for your brand of awesomeness. Mwah. Talk to you tomorrow.